Okay, let her roll. Okay. David Lynch says, ideas are like fish. And if you want to go fishing, you need patience, you need bait, and a hook. Now, if you just want the little fish, the little ideas, you can stay in shallow water. If you want the big fish, you have to go where the water's deep. There's David Lynch. This model of the mind that he's referring to comes from his 35-year practice of Transcendental Meditation, which he does twice a day, and he brags about that, very proud of that fact. In this model of the mind is compared to the ocean. There's the surface at the top, bedrock at the bottom, bubbles coming up. The mind, like the ocean, has this surface level. That's the yada, yada, yada level of the mind. But we go deeper. We are all deeper and more true than that. So the deeper we go within ourselves, it's like going deep within the ocean. Our deepest level inside is the beginning of thought. And so it's the beginning of creativity. So the trick is to get there and learn to operate on our own deep levels. And then we can catch the big fish. And those big fish, says David Lynch, they're big, they're huge, they're profound. Okay, a whale is not a fish, but you get it. He says at the surface, sometimes those ideas are putrefied, they're funny. But once you get the big idea, it like gets you. And it's thrilling when you get that great idea and then you want to implement it. He says translating it from that abstract, intangible idea into a concrete physical form is a great thrill. Artists live for that. I'd like to now devote a couple slides to myself. My artistry is computer programming, plain text in a text editor. Boring for a visual artist, but it has a great intellectual beauty, constant series of aha experiences, and I love it. I also teach Transcendental Meditation, also abstract, very abstract canvas, the mind. Last April, I went to New York City to watch these two blokes, Paul and Ringo, and several other stars, perform a benefit concert for David Lynch's foundation. Helps kids, at-risk youth, and others to learn to meditate in school, in the U.S., and around the world. Now I'd like to present a model of the creative process. It's been around for a long time. First stage is preparation. Get your materials together, start doing it. If it's a routine, small idea, you just do it. But if it's a big idea beyond your capacities, you're stuck. And you have to go deep. You have to let go. Fortunately, when you let go on the surface, at the deep levels of your mind, it's still working. Okay, working away quietly and putting things together. And fortunately, you'll come up with the great idea. The third stage of creativity, which is called illumination. Anyone who's experienced this, and probably everybody has, they know it's a thrill. Everything is together. You feel whole and complete, and you can't wait to put it into idea. This is that thrill David Lynch was talking about. And putting it into practice, implementing it, is the fourth stage of the creative process. And as you can see by this photo, it is a total joy. That's a total joy no matter what your age. So, 4 stages of the creative process. Let's put all 4 of those stages back on this ocean diagram. So I can say this is my canvas too. Besides the computer program, my mind is my canvas. Isn't that profound? So here it is. Preparation at the surface. Okay, concrete, physical. Incubation, we're going deeper in ourselves. Illumination, deep inside. Mystery of the mind. But we bring it back out into the concrete physical level. So we go from physical to the deep. Meditation is just like that. Sit, close the eyes, preparation stage. You go within, incubation stage. You have this transcendental experience, unbounded, pure bliss, the illumination stage. Then you bring it into activity, and that's the implementation. So the beginning of creativity is our own pure consciousness inside. So what is the end of creativity? If you hear that, you might think, well, I stopped being creative. Stop. But think of it this way. It is a means to an end. So here's the beginning, here's some process you do, and here's the end. So the end is the purpose, the goal, the fullest expression of what you're doing. If you just do routine jobs, you don't get a chance to go deep. You're not challenged enough. But if you get in a practice of getting big projects that force you to go deep, incubate and come up with an illumination, then you're growing as a human being. So the end of creativity is the fullest expression of your creativity, which is the fullest expression of yourself. So what is that more particularly? Let's look to the meditation traditions. The goal of meditation is the same as the goal of creativity, which is to have full consciousness, to be a full human being, enlightenment. Now in Transcendental Meditation, there's this idea there's higher states of consciousness. Besides waking, sleeping, and dreaming, there's these higher states of consciousness where you participate in nature's creativity. Now, isn't it so that when we're most creative, we feel most alive?
Yes.
And isn't life, the most precious thing we have?
Yes.
So we should all do everything we can to live life on purpose, with full creativity, to live a creative life. And just in closing, there's my contact information. I want to get people at risk of violence, take this Transcendental Meditation to them, working with the David Lynch Foundation. So if you can be part of that puzzle to help me out, contact me. You might want to check out davidlynchfoundation.org. Keep creating.